Hi, welcome back to activity 1.4, multiplying integers. I had to make this activity actually into two separate videos because Colin sort of added to our first video. So now we're going to talk about working with a partner and using a table to find -3 times -2. So if you look at this table, and we've already talked about multiplying integers with different signs. -3 times 3 is -9. Because remember, you're making three groups of -3. So -3 plus -3 is -6, plus another -3 would bring you to -9. So what happens, and then you notice that if we have two groups of -3, that is -6. One group of -3 is one group of -3 is -3. Look to see how this pattern is developing. What are you adding to -9 to get -6? What are you adding to -6 to get to -3? You probably think that it is 3, and you're right. That's what you add. So if I finish going through this table, 0 times -3, we know is 0 because anything times 0 is 0, but it fits the pattern. -3 plus 3 is 0. All right, without even looking at what the product, what the two numbers that go into the product are, if this is 0 and you add 3 to it, you end up with 3 here. So what this turns out is if you have a negative number and you multiply it times another negative number, you end up with a positive number. Seems weird, but the pattern fits. So -3 times -2, this was 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. So you'll notice how that pattern kind of develops. So -3 times -2 is 6. Sorry. So working with a partner, you're going to complete this table. And so you're going to go through this and look to see how these end up. So 3 times 2, integers with the same sign are, the product of this would be 6. And is it positive or negative? It's positive. And if you keep going through this table, you'll sort of discover that when you add two positives, you end up with a positive. When you multiply a positive and a negative, you end up with a negative number. And if you multiply two negatives, you end up with a positive number. So in your own words, they're asking you to write two integers whose product is 0. Well, any integer times 0 ends up being 0. In your own words, is the product of two integers positive, negative, or 0? How can you tell? So why don't you write about that and think about that? And that's it for multiplying integers.